Gentlemen, mistakes cost, and I am no exception to being perfect here, and I had to liquidate $5,500 worth of my Facebook stock at a loss today. I'm going to be breaking that down. We're going to be talking about the emergency benefit plan, and we're going to take a look at the markets because, man, they are up a lot, and including I'm losing a little bit of my hair. I'm going to explain that as well. But ladies, gentlemen, I look so forward to breaking this down for you, so let's jump right into this.
Drop it.
Welcome back, my passive income investors. Oh my goodness, the stress and insanity we got to talk about today. But sitting at home, guys, with nowhere to go, can't see the girlfriend, and my hair exceedingly growing longer than I'd like it to, I found myself fidgeting with it an awful lot. And I realized this morning, after looking in the mirror, I've actually been accidentally pulling out some of my hair, and it's not that great looking, guys. At least I hope that's what it is, and it's not early male baldness. But I'm going to stop playing with it and probably give it a good razor cut here soon. But nonetheless, getting right into this. Before I head on over and show you why I'm selling my Facebook shares, guys, taking a look at the Canadian Revenue Agency over the last day and a bit here, they've actually been allowing you to sign up to get this emergency benefit relief fund, in which I signed up because I feel I fall under the qualification methods, losing thousands of dollars worth of work over the last couple months. And man, it was rough this morning trying to get onto this website. It was crashing miserably. Some people even had to call in, but luckily after an hour, I was able to get through, and they said that I'll be getting a $2,000 check in about 10 days. So what I plan on doing with this check, if I'm being 100% honest, because I'm still able to scrape and crawl any little bits of income I can make selling computer parts, working on those websites, doing this YouTube channel, it's not nearly enough of an income for me to like comfortably sustain on, but I would like to keep focusing on using that money to live and taking the CRA money and perhaps just banking more than half of it away into an emergency fund just to continue to scale that up. But I'd love to know, if you live in Canada, the US, are you able to get any kind of emergency relief? And what do you plan on doing with it? Do you have a family? You're going to be paying some bills? I'd love to know. You're going to be buying stocks with it. Heck, I might even use a little bit of it to purchase some stocks. And we're going to get into that topic because, oh my goodness, the markets, guys, have been on a tear lately. But before I touch base on that, let's just talk about the shares I just sold in Facebook and why I had to do this. I feel like every time a tax season comes around, if you go back to my last year's video, I actually made profit trading Facebook to pay my taxes. Luckily, I just got off the phone with the accountant. I found out I'm not going to owe nearly as much money as I thought, but we have a bit of a dilemma. I severely overcontributed to my RSP, not realizing it. I briefly mentioned this mistake, but to synopsisize it, if you go into the registered retirement savings plan on the CRA website, I thought when it says the 2019 deduction limit was $12,570, I didn't think that was the total amount. I thought it was that plus all the prior years added up, giving me a total of around $30,000 to add. So I figured I'd take all that gold money and shove it into some Tesla stock and everything else that you see in my RRSP here, only to realize, yeah, I was wrong and I over-contributed by $7,000. But I have some really expensive accountants and they managed to work this out so I wouldn't end up having to pull out $7,000. So with over-contribution, you got to pull that money out, because if you don't, you could leave it there and hope no one notices. But if they do, you're accumulating some major interest. I think it's 1 or 2% a month. Plus, I also have to pay the withdrawal fee. So when I pull this out, I'm going to be slapped with a 10% withholding tax. So I'm losing about $500 right off the hop. But with those great accountants, guys, they managed to take some of my income. They played around with the numbers and made it so I was able to contribute some more this year. And I'm only going to have to pull out $5,500. So I am not waiting to do this. I'm just going to rip it off like a Band-Aid while the markets are up quite a lot, which again, we're going to get into in a sec. And I went ahead and sold out the equivalent of what would be $5,500 from my Facebook shares. So we can see that's been the equivalent about $4,117 that I'm going to wait till it finalizes over the next 3 days so I can transfer it back out of this account, pay the withholding tax, and very luckily, even though I'm going to lose that $500, I'm actually going to be able to get it back, because next year when I file for taxes, I can actually either use this as a write-off or I can actually claim to get it back. But luckily, the accountants play with the numbers. It's not that big of a hiccup, considering I'm only going to be owing about $1,300 in HST. With all my deductibles last year, I don't really owe any income tax. So everything said and done, I am going to be getting money back from the government, and I'm going to be slapped on the wrist for this stupid little mistake in which I'm going to draw this out. It's kind of agonizing to choose which stocks to sell in this situation, because when I was looking at this, I said, what would I I'd be willing to get rid of. And obviously in the market volatility, I can't get rid of Johnson & Johnson. I just can't. It's going to be performing way too well, and I just do not want to see a 3-day period where I'm not holding the position or even the full allotted position because I just love it so much. Same with Tesla, guys. Tesla is what made me all this money in the account. I do not want to have to liquidate it with the volatility that it has. It's been doing $100 mood swings on a bi-daily basis, and I don't want to get stuck either having to pay 100 more, or maybe I get lucky, pay 100 less. And if I'm real lucky, Facebook will drop and I'll be able to buy it back, guys, for maybe a little less and pick up a couple more shares for that $500 I'm going to be missing out on here. But other than that, everything else is going to remain the same in this account. I don't plan on touching anything else moving forward. I'm not going to be contributing anymore because now I've maxed this account, which is fine. I know I don't want to complain too much. I've done very well in this account considering I 100% returned this money just with Tesla. Not anymore because the markets have dropped. And in that notion, in that breath, let's move on in and check out the markets. The S&P 500 is up a whopping 20% from its lows. So, I mean, I'm really glad I've been hammering in, picking up shares for everybody, including my girlfriend, her parents, my parents. But in the same notion, guys, I feel like this is almost a fake out. There is a lot of bad news going on out in the world right now, and it is not getting better. The only highlighted news that is causing this rally is the fact that Europe is seeing a decline in cases, showing that, yes, staying on isolation is actually working. But that news, I don't think, should be driving a market return. Considering the rest of the world right now is just starting to feel the fullest impact of this. I'm starting to feel the fullest impact. Lose my hair here. Living out in a rural area with a lot of farmers, there's a lot of stuff going on right now that is not good, guys. I mean, there has been an oversupply of milk, which didn't make a lot of sense. So farmers have to dump thousands of liters of milk. We're talking about chickens. People can't get laying chickens and just meat chickens in general. They're selling out like crazy. Anything to do with the farmers market right now is all out of whack. Just to give you some insight into that, living on a farm and taking a look at every other industry right now, people are being pushed to the edge. If they're paying employees, this money that we're trying to get from the government just isn't coming in fast enough to make up for that. So I don't think we've seen the full fallout of all of this just yet. When these first quarterly earnings come in, guys, I think we're going to see another slaughter fest. And this is just kind of a fake out before the real pain sets into those balance sheets. I really think even with all the speculative nature, at the end of the day, the balance sheet is what resigns true over all else. And if those balance sheets aren't going to be showing good numbers, which they're not, I'm going to tell you that right now, I don't know how much farther the market has the capability of going up. So I'm just going to make a quick prediction now and saying at the end of this month, I think we're going to be lower than we are now. Don't quote me on that. I'm still buying stocks. Don't get me wrong. I've got my drip system set up. I'm going to take every little bit of extra dollar I can to continue cost averaging in. Even with my girlfriend and, some of my other family, while they keep collecting an income, just been kind of advising them to keep stocking it up. Don't buy now. We just got it in at a great price. Let's just see where it goes from here. Heck, if it does recover, who cares? We picked up great shares at a great price and we can cost average in. I just can't foresee the market getting this juicy this early when we are just in the middle of this utter hurricane. But taking a look at the broader sector market, I'm not going to do a full portfolio update. My portfolio is up a lot. I think I'm back to that $130,000 range, considering I dropped to a low of like 105, 110,000. I mean, it's just wild to watch. My accounts are literally doing a $10 to $25, $30,000 mood swing almost on a bi-weekly basis at this point. So just be very careful with what you're doing in this market, which is why I'm terrified to be selling these Facebook shares. But something tells me we're not out of the woods yet, guys. Hopefully we can get them cheaper. But let's just scroll through really quickly to see on my watch list on StockTwits what is going on with the overall markets. Obviously, pretty much every stock I hold right now, except for Northland Power, apparently is in the green. But Northland Power is literally holding up to its highs. It has been a wonderful gem through this crazy hurricane-like pandemic. Utilities, they're die ride kind of stocks. I really love them. Carnival Cruise coming back. Congrats to anybody that was day trading, maybe picked up some shares in that, did a quick flip. Wow, what a quick pop, going from $8 all the way to $12. We got Realty Income coming back. 3M isn't as up as much as I would like it to be, considering it has been doing so much to help out different governments. The fact that Trump's trying to hoard all of their masks and not let them ship them out. I figured that this stock would be, one of those companies where people would be flocking to them, like Costco and toilet paper companies, right? And it's funny to see that the recession-proof stocks today are the ones that are getting slaughtered, like Procter & Gamble, like Northland Power. Not that they're getting that big of a hit, but they're just in the red compared to everything else. Taking a look at the MJ sector, a lot of heat around that right now with them shutting down all the MJ stores in Ontario. And there was a lot of heated discussions because they're allowing the liquor stores to stay open. They're shutting down the MJ stores. So people were really heated about why the government chose to do that. So we are seeing a little bit of green still in the MJ sector because we know they're kind of recession-proof things people are probably still ordering online like crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if I logged into the OCS, the Government Canada website. I'm trying not to say the words that are going to get me flagged here by YouTube, but they're probably selling out. It wouldn't surprise me nonetheless. But continue to scroll down. Is there anything else we can point out? I really like Shopify. I made a video on this the other day. If it drops low enough, I might pick up a few shares. I might as well just say at this point, everything's green. Everything's wonderful. Everyone's happy to see their portfolios coming back, but we're going to have to stay diligent here because this is all just speculative. I will keep you guys posted and we'll see what earnings bring in, considering we do have a few earnings coming in this month and same with the beginning of May. I will keep you guys thoroughly updated on that, including my hair loss that I have been experiencing here. And don't worry, I'm not going crazy here. It's literally just because I never have long hair, because what ends up happening is it sticks over my ears. I can't stand when my hair touches my ears. Even this hair here I play with a lot, and when I'm just sitting late at night, guys, I'm constantly doing this, and I can't believe I've actually been pulling my hair out. So slap a like, give me some hope here, guys. Stay cool, stay awesome, and I look forward to chatting to you tomorrow.